and welcome to Science Lab. The signs are happening because Lord Jesus Christ is coming.
Every day we are looking at some of the great signs that are happening around us. And today we are going to look at some of the technological advancements in these last days.
There are some important Bible verses that we are stressing in our Angel TV and by Brother Sadhu. Can you guess even one verse?
Yeah, it's Joel 2:28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions.
As you have said, God is pouring out His Spirit mightily on all people, and we are seeing that happening all over the world in our meetings.
Yes, at the same time, it seems that without their knowledge, God is using Hollywood to depict what is going to happen in the end times. Not all movies, but some movies.
We have read in our Bible that our God can use donkey and say His word. Likewise, God might use Hollywood. From billboards with facial recognition to paper-thin phones, here are 10 sci-fi movie gadgets that actually exist in real life.
When humans travel to the furthest reaches of the universe, where no one has gone before, one of the most important gadgets they need is the ability to communicate with any alien species they encounter. Instead of showing how long it would take to learn a brand new language, Sky-Fi offers up a universal translator that automatically converts any language into your own. Once a flight of fancy, increasing computer power is actually making these devices a reality. Of course, we haven't yet discovered an alien race that we need to communicate with, so it's hard to test it out for sure, but there are plenty of languages on Earth. The ability to instantly translate one language to another without needing a human translator would be incredibly useful, right? Now it became a reality. The ILI is a self-contained device that doesn't need to be connected to the internet and is able to translate in real time between English, Spanish, Japanese and Mandarin. It's designed to help travelers easily communicate with people in countries they visit, and from all accounts does the job really well. It's not quite perfected yet, but soon enough we'll be able to talk in any language. Personalized billboards. One of the potentially frightening ideas from sci-fi movies of the past was the idea that you could walk through a shopping center or down a street and the advertising billboards were actually able to recognize you and speak directly to you. They would offer products that were specifically targeted to your demographic. At the time, these ideas seemed intrusive and wildly futuristic, but they are becoming all the more common now. This started in simple ways such as installing a smoke alarm at a bus shelter and when it detected smoke, putting an anti-smoking ad on the billboard nearby. This has now developed further, with some places in the US getting fitted with facial recognition technology to identify characteristics like your age and gender so you can be shown ads specifically geared to you. Of course, almost all of us carry smart devices with us wherever we go now, and it's possible for companies to monitor our location, as well as the government, and if they want to, send us messages or offers related to nearby stores. It won't be long until most shop fronts and advertising spaces will be reacting to who is looking at them, which could be hugely beneficial for all involved. Drones, as we now know them, have been a part of sci-fi worlds from as far back as 1989 when a news drone was featured in Back to the Future Part 2. Nowadays they are of course one of the most popular gadgets around the world and used for all kinds of things from real estate to recording concerts. Whether it be recreational, video production or even warfare to reduce the risk to human life, drones are arguably one of the most important and influential devices of this decade. Just imagine how they will develop into the next. The idea had been around for a long time, but it was only in the past 20 years that technology caught up and made them possible. Sure, RV aircraft have been around for decades, but the first mass-produced drones available to the public that could operate for long periods of time and reliably hold camera equipment in place were recently launched in 2010. Since then, millions have been sold around the world. Regulations are scrambling to ensure they are being used in the right ways and not for spying on your neighbor or top secret military bases. Power lasers. Another futuristic gadget that was first featured in Back to the Future were the self-tying shoelaces. Ever since that movie, they have been the second most desired product after the hoverboard, of course, but have just now started to become a reality. Nike's Hyper Adapt sneakers are the world's first power lacing footwear, and they are currently in the process of being released for sale around the world. They are designed to help save time by not needing to worry about tying simple knots and do it in style. As soon as your foot is inside a sneaker, a pressure sensor detects it and automatically tightens the laces. 2 buttons on the side allows you to tighten and loosen the laces, which ensures you to get a perfect fit, with no sneaky loops hanging out. This future look and functionality comes at a cost though. Nike aren't marketing them at sportswear customers. Instead, they are considered concept wear. At a price of $720, they aren't really for everyone just yet. But as the technology becomes tested and more prevalent, the price should hopefully drop. Bionic suits. Of course, you need a bionic suit. What if you have to move something heavy or fight a robot war or end up on a planet with much higher gravity than ours? Then the only way to be able to carry an object is by using a bionic suit to work together with our muscles and skeletal structure to give extra strength and support. Better yet, what if you could help people who couldn't walk? Spurred on by the desire to help paralyzed patients and the elderly gain more independent movement, various companies have begun to develop bionic suits as a solution. McLaren, the Formula One car manufacturer, recently entered the field after being approached by one of their billionaire customers to design something to give him more mobility. He apparently had a weakened sternum and a rib cage, and with $500,000 on the table, McLaren's Applied Technologies division came up with Project Invincible, made from carbon fiber and Dyneema, a material used in bulletproof vests. They made a breastplate for him that provided all of the strength and support he needed to get back to the usual day-to-day activities of a busy billionaire.
And this is something amazing. And this is something that we are not to be happy about, because these are the dangerous things that were foretold in the Bible are happening again in our lifetime.
We have seen many technological advancements happening around us, but there are more. Don't go anywhere. We'll meet you after a short break. Science Lab. The signs are happening because Jesus is coming. Before the break, we saw 5 of the 10 sci-fi movie gadgets that actually exist in real world. And let's continue. Number 5, self-driving cars. Self-driving vehicles are supposed to be the way of the future. Plus, they are actually electric. You can just program where you want to go and travel to your destination, while you can just relax instead of having to concentrate on the road.
Due to the computational power required to make the calculations needed for a safe and automated trip, the development of self-driving system has been driven by tech companies as opposed to traditional car manufacturers.
Number 5, Luke Arm. From one of the most innovative companies in the world, DEKA, comes Luke, a prosthetic arm unlike any other. DEKA is the founder of the anti-syringe for diabetics, modern-day dialysis, and Segways. Although these are all widely used, one of DEKA's greatest inventions is the Luke Arm. This prosthetic arm was named after Luke Skywalker himself and was funded by DARPA. Luke was actually first conceived in 2006 when DARPA gave $18.1 million to the project. Deka was given 2 years to complete the first arm. They gathered the best in the business and came up with the idea to connect existing nerves in the remaining part of the arm to band of muscles in the chest. This would be used as a controller for the arm. The amputee must use their mind rather than their chest or arm to move their new arm. So in a way, your brain needs to convince your body that you have an arm. In 2012, the first amputees as they were able to move their new arm. The arm incorporates advanced motors, electronics, and can be modified to fit users with varying degrees of amputation. But that is not even the best part. This arm can be controlled by muscle twitches in the arms and feet. Its fingers can grip objects with sophisticated sensors, monitoring how much force is required. Mobius Bionics, the firm bringing Luke arm to market, says it will enable users to move behavior to the mood. He is even being used as a door greeter at SoftBank mobile stores. It is said that he is more interactive than most humans do. He shows a general interest in your likes, tastes, and opinions, making him a great listener. He can even recognize you when you walk into a room. He knows many languages and enjoys listening to music and dancing. He will memorize what you like and adapt himself accordingly. He can notice the tone of your voice, the expressions on your face, your dialect, and choice of vocabulary. He uses his voice, tablet, and eyes to sympathize with you. If he were bigger and knew first aid, he would be a real-life Baymax from Big Hero 6. Pepper costs about $1,700 upfront, $134 a month for 36 months for maintenance, and $89 for 36 months for insurance. Number 3. Romeo. Romeo is a 4.5 feet tall robot created to aid elderly people as well as those losing their motor skills. This humanoid robot from Aldebaran Robotics is intended to be a genuine personal assistant and companion. The reason he is so tall is so that he can open doors, hold hands, and carry platters that small robots cannot. He is another Aldebaran Robotics creation and is revolutionizing at-home care. Soon after his creation, Romeo received an upgrade called Romeo 2. The robot's arms are the most vital body part. So Romeo 2 was not only given active interaction but the passive interaction of protecting himself. On the other hand, he is given a sense of danger so he can better protect those under his care. Aside from being practical, he is also a great companion for those who use his services. He will interact socially, physically, have opinions, plan, remember, create tasks, and do much more. Romeo is not widely publicized yet, as he is still undergoing a few tweaks. But designers are hopeful in their goal to create a caretaker and companion for the elderly across the world. Number 2. Robo-Thespian. Robo-Thespian is not just a big robot, but a life-size robot. Engineered Arts claims to have the first commercial robot that behaves like a person. He is the closest a robot has ever come to being a human and is designed for human interaction in a public environment. After years of production and generations of models, Robo-Thespian is tested and now trusted by national science centers, academic research institutions, and your average tourists. This guy can hold eye contact with you, perform singing in the rain, and guess your age. Robo-Thespian is meant to test the line between humans and robots, as he is made to act and react in the most humanly way possible, while at the same time maintaining the intelligence of an AI. Like most robots these days, he is given impressions, lines, the ability to record content, recognize human reactions, and so on. Engineered Arts works with customers to produce a robotic partner for their research, entertainment, and communication needs. Engineers are working on making Robo-Thespian walk, hop, and jump. Up to 20 of the machines are sold every year for around 50,000 euros. Number 1. Atlas. Atlas is most likely the most publicized robot of the decade. He is a bipedal humanoid robot made by Boston Dynamics that was funded by DARPA. Oddly enough, Atlas hands were made by two separate companies. Sandia National Laboratories made one hand, while none other than iRobot made the other. These hands have their very own motor skills. In 2013, the creators said that they were at a 1-year-old learning to walk stage. But that's because Atlas is very advanced. He is made of aluminum and titanium and is given 4 limbs that, unlike most robots, have 28 degrees of freedom. He has a laser rangefinder and stereo cameras. Atlas is made to walk on rough terrain and climb on his own, not to mention withstand projectiles and stand on one leg. In 2014, Atlas went through training that would help get into a car, drive the car, open doors, and use power tools. He still has a long way to go, but has come a long way in accomplishing these tasks. A new version was introduced in 2016, but the old one isn't completely cast aside. The new Atlas is much stronger and lighter than the previous model, which was 6 feet and 2 inches. The robot can run on 2 feet over rough terrain, fall over and get up again by itself.
Never before in the history of mankind has the technology improved in this manner. Life has transformed into more than living. We are about to become one with the technology.
So what is foretold in the Bible is happening in our lifetime. All these technological advancements show that we are living in the last days, and the Lord Jesus is coming again very soon. Thank you for watching this episode, and do not forget to tune into the Science Lab next time.
But before we end the show, we would like to ask you a question from this episode. Where is the verse, "I will pour out my spirit on all flesh" is located in the Bible? The options are option A, Joel 1:28, option 2, Joel 2:18, and option C, Joel chapter 2, verse 28.
And if you know the correct answer, send it to our email ID, sciencelab@angeltv.org. If you have missed any of the episodes, do not worry, you can watch it again and again in our Science Lab YouTube page. But do not forget to like, share, and comment on the video.
And also ask your friends and relatives to watch the Science Lab so that they will know that we are living in the last days. Remember, signs are happening because Lord Jesus Christ is coming. Maranatha.